This is just a few things here to keep in mind here. Interviews can be quite, well, I'll say quite time-consuming, actually quite tiring to do an interview. And if you've got an interview that's going really well, you don't want to have your day so heavily scheduled that, you know, when things are going great, you've got to say, oh, God, I've got to get back to class now. I'll be late for class, and I've got the midterm coming up. You know, I mean, don't do that. Okay, try to keep your interview date and time free of other distractions. Get some background information. Find out as much as you can about the topic, subject that you're exploring. Right. Now, where do you do interviews? There are really three choices. You know, I mean, not specific places. It's kind of my place, your place, or a neutral place. Now, and my place is usually my home or where I work or go to school. What do you think are the advantages of interviewing somebody at their home or their workplace versus bringing them to wherever you work? Yes?
They can show you stuff that they have from the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. You want them to feel comfortable, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes? Hold up. All right. Have a hand going up there. Okay. Yeah. Yes?
Make them trust you.
Sorry?
Yeah, make them trust you. Try to,
Mm-hmm.
fuck up them pretty much.
Right, yeah, yeah. You know, generally people feel most comfortable in familiar surroundings. Right? Now, but think about people's homes for a moment, you know. Sometimes people may not want you to come into their home. They may be embarrassed about their home, you know. They may think they live in a rather humble place, and you know, and they really don't want to invite you in, or maybe they just don't have time to clean and put away the laundry. You know, I don't know. But you know, there may be some resistance there. So if you feel resistance, say, okay, well, let's go to the library, or let's go to some neutral centre. We'll go to the senior centre or whatever, and do the interview there. But really, the worst place to do it is at your place, okay? Because there you're absolutely in control. You know, location is sometimes about power. You need somewhere that's relatively quiet, no distractions. I still hear many interviews that are done in places where dogs are barking and children are running around and the TV's on in the background. I mean, think about the, not just the acoustics, but think about the location that you would conduct the interview in. Let's talk about houses for a moment, okay? You're going to do an interview at somebody's home. They invite you to their home, okay? They have cleaned. They have put away the laundry, okay? They've cleaned the kitty litter, okay? You know, the home is ready for inspection. Okay, where are they likely to want to talk with you? Which room? Kitchen? All right, well, I heard living room, and I heard what else? Bathroom. Bathroom. Okay. A lot of people want to talk in the kitchen, you know, because kitchen's sort of kind of where, you know, family comes together and things like that. Generally a bad choice because it is a high traffic area. You know, people are coming in and out, and dogs are running in and out and stuff like that. So, yeah, and kitchens also have a lot of hard reflective surfaces. Okay, so let's go to the living room. We've said, no, thank you, you've got a lovely kitchen. What great cabinets you have, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Good to know, we're a little punchy. Yeah. Yes. Oh, what are you cooking there? Yes. The kitchens are generally bad. Refrigerators come on and off. That refrigerator noise, you don't hear it. There's a that refrigerator compressor noise. You don't want that on your tape. So you go into the living room. Living room seems nice and fine. It's much more comfortable. The chairs are soft. It's a comfortable situation. Living rooms are okay. First thing to do is switch off the TV. Okay, switch off the TV. Even if it's something you want to watch. All right. Older people in general often have the TV on even if they're not watching it. Is sort of just audio filling the room. But the way most living rooms are set up, there's like a couch here and 2 easy chairs and a lazy boy. And they're going to sit on the lazy boy and you're going to sit on the couch. And you're going to be some distance away. And here you are with your microphone trying to reach over to them. Okay? So living rooms will work, but you've got to be in a position where you can kind of get the furniture close enough that you can be physically close enough to the person to do the interview. You could sit down next to them on the couch, but if you don't know them, that might be a little too close, a little too intimate for the first encounter. Okay, so I kind of like dining rooms because dining rooms are acoustically pretty good. There's the least traffic in the house. There's usually no telephone in the dining room, and there's a table, and you can sort of sit across. If this is a small dining room table, but the interviewee can sit there, and you can sit there, and you can look straight at them. Put a cloth on the table, and you've got a good interpersonal distance, and it's pretty quiet. So those are them. Don't feel afraid to sort of say to somebody, do you think we could switch off that fan, for the time of the interview, or can we move to another place, to a quieter place, so that the sound will be better? I think you do need to pay attention to it, because if you record an interview in less than ideal conditions and later listen to it, it's going to be difficult listening. Couple of things here. How do you start all of this? One of the things you need to recognize in all oral history projects is that you need to have something, and we don't really have time to go into it today, but a legal release. And I could certainly provide some samples if that was of interest to you. What you need is to have some document which shows that the person being interviewed gives you permission to use the interview in your project. It's basically that, okay? And it can really be as simple as that. I, so-and-so, give Ezra permission to use my interview recorded on such and such a day. I'll pick on somebody else in a bit, Ezra. That's right. My interview recorded on such and such a date in my high school history project on such and such a topic, and we're going to do a website out of it, and we're going to do whatever else, theatrical production, whatever it is. So you do that, and then when you start recording in audio or video, whatever your medium you're using, you put what I would call a slate on here, which says identifies you, gives the date and place of the interview, and the name of the person you're interviewing. We'll move fairly quickly through some of the stuff here. Okay, you go into an interview. Do you come in with a list of questions? Is that a good idea? Yes. Yeah. I think, yes, it's good to have questions, because if you've got questions, it sort of shows that you've thought about it. You haven't just sort of wandered in and started the interview. You've got some questions. You've got some issues that you want to go over. What happens if the interview goes a different direction? I beg your pardon? Ah, okay. Other thoughts?
Find a way to get back on track or ask the needed questions later.
Or go with it.
Or go with it, yeah, okay.